Hey, it's Mick, and welcome to my vlog of many things, where I talk about many things, and boy oh boy do I have my work cut out for me today, as far as talking about many things. I know it's been a long time since I last uploaded to this channel, and a lot happened. Some good, some not so good. Thankfully more good than bad, but the bad thing is a pretty big deal. I normally don't bring up IRL stuff into YouTube videos unless it's going to affect my ability to create content, and some of this stuff didn't just affect my content, it affected everything. I honestly debated whether or not to even talk about this and just jump straight back into regular content creation, just to focus on the thing I actually want to do. But with such a large gap of time, I do feel like some explanation is warranted. So, for the past few years, I've been having some minor health issues piling up. Losing a lot of weight in a short amount of time, getting extremely thirsty, going to the bathroom constantly, and becoming more and more fatigued every day. It didn't hit all at once, mind you. It was a gradual thing. I didn't go to a doctor's office during this time because I didn't have insurance. I still don't, but thankfully there were state programs and services that were able to help me get what I needed, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So, right after Thanksgiving of 2023, after complaining about these issues with my grandparents present, they suggested checking my blood sugar level. So, they pricked my finger, put the thing in the thing, and it wouldn't even register. After 3 failed attempts, they figured now would be the time to go to the hospital. So the doctors there finally checked my blood sugar level while I'm placed in a room, and for those who don't know, a normal, healthy person's blood sugar levels are around the 100 to 140 range. A little higher or lower isn't a big deal, but that's the target for a healthy individual. After all this time, what was my blood sugar at? 849! Over 6 times what it's supposed to be. That's why my blood sugar readings wouldn't register before, because it was too high for the device to measure. The doctors were kinda shocked I was able to walk in there without being wheeled in on a stretcher. Which, I was pretty lethargic at that point. If we had waited any longer, that may very well have been the case. So I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, which, if you're gonna have it, type 2 is the better one, from my understanding. They pumped me full of insulin for the next couple days, they sent me home, I got put on insulin, metformin, and atorvastatin. Combining that with switching to a mostly keto diet, my physical condition significantly improved over the next few months, to a point where now I'm off metformin completely, and whatever insulin I do have to take, it's only a super tiny dose once a day. But even this wasn't without some snags. I recovered fast, but my body had some strange symptoms as a result from the whiplash of going from a super high blood sugar level back to normal in such a short time frame. My vision got really blurry for a week or two, which I already had glasses normally, but they were really only needed for driving, and they came in handy in a classroom or movie theater. But that's about all I really needed them for. For those 2 weeks, I needed glasses in order to see anything. It was rough. The other symptom that's been lasting a lot longer is foot neuropathy, aka nerve damage in the feet. Yeah, I don't know why having diabetes suddenly makes the body go, say goodbye to your legs. But here we are. And yeah, that was rough too. And I still deal with some foot pain now, but it's extremely minor and totally manageable with an EMS machine and regular exercise, versus early on when it was difficult just to walk. So yeah, 2024 was off to a rough start. Video games were a huge comfort to me, both in the hospital and when I got home, and it helped me adjust to this new normal. A lot of Mass Effect, Red Dead Redemption, classic Sonic the Hedgehog, the list goes on. It definitely helped me cope with this wild roller coaster I was on. But then the roller coaster started looking up when, after saving up and buying materials over the course of a year and some change, sometimes literally, I finally finished building my own personal vocal booth. Vocal booth? I finally finished building my own personal vocal booth. Yeah, the one I'm currently recording in right now. a PVC pipe frame, and some very expensive but very effective sound blankets. There was, and still is, a huge degree of pride in having worked hard to get this built. And I wasted no time jumping back into regular voice auditions through various websites and forums. And with my health under control and my energy back up, I was ecstatic to jump back into it. And I poured all of that energy into every audition. And yet, even after all that, audition after audition, month after month, just nothing. With dwindling finances and fewer work hours at my day job, I was legitimately thinking about quitting voice acting. Now, I had other kinds of content and activities that my vocal booth could still be used for, so it's not like it was a waste of money or time. But even without the booth and just recording stuff in my closet, I've been pursuing this stuff for years, at least a decade. I kept wondering how much time one should commit to pursuing something before finally realizing maybe I should shift to something else because this clearly isn't working. I submitted one final round of auditions last month, expecting no response like the ones before, but I figured I would at least give it one last try, if for no other reason than some form of deniability. And then, out of the blue, I get a response back. Right when I was ready to quit, the universe finally decided to give me a win and gave me a paid role in my first video game. Now, I'm under a non-disclosure agreement, so I can't say too much about it right now. I can say it's not a big studio, it's a small indie team. And I've had opportunities like this before that never panned out, but I'm cautiously optimistic with these guys. They're doing a lot of things by the book so far. So I spent a week recording, re-recording, editing, and sending out all those lines, and that leads us to right now, at least at the time of this recording. Like I said, a lot happened. But again, I've got all my energy back now that my health is under control and work for the video game is out of the way, so I just want to jump back into making content again. And I've been experimenting with one form of content that I technically have done before, but not quite like this. I'll keep my lips sealed on that for now, but for business reasons, I may have to dedicate an entirely separate channel for it. When I'm ready to talk about it, I'll go into more detail about it then. For now, just trust me, I'm not dead. Not yet, anyway. And despite not uploading as often as I'd like, believe me, I am working on stuff, and it feels good to be back. I'm not going to do any sort of plug in my outro today, just sincerely, thank you for watching, and I hope you continue watching. Remember to take care of yourself, and hang in there. Bye.